So the concept of putting beehives on rooftops in the city and in urban locations was really born from this idea that I didn't want to follow the traditional beekeeping model. I didn't have the capacity or the resources to move to the country and set up a country beekeeping business. So how could I set up a business revolving around bees and using bees as a tool for good here in the city? My name's Jack and this is my hive.
The rooftops of the CBD may not be where you'd expect to find a thriving collection of beehives, but that's not the only unusual thing you'll find up there. Urban beekeeper Jack Stone found his way to the city's heights after collecting farming knowledge from around the world.
I was really just following the wind. Wherever it took me, I was open to that opportunity. But coming back to Australia in late 2011, early 2012, I realised that I didn't have a path. Yet I had some experience and I had some small inkling of knowledge around how to grow food, having spent time on farms. And one thing led to another. And though I wasn't growing fruits and vegetables, I saw a great opportunity in farming bees and keeping bees. I've learned to appreciate these small moments where you can get back to nature, but then go downstairs and have a nice iced latte or something, you know. Bees seem to play this crucial role that weren't being spoken about within the ecosystem of food production. 1 in every 3 plates of food that we eat is contributed right back to the pollination efforts that bees have within our food system. And it was something that I just didn't know anything about growing up. So there it was. I found my interest and thus I found my passion. I feel very privileged to be able to do this kind of work and educate people on the nature of bees and how special they are and what they do for us in the grand scheme of things. It just so happens that there's a list out on the internet where you can report a wild bee colony or a wild swarm of bees. Well, there weren't any beekeepers listed on the Brisbane swarm list on the internet in 2012. So I signed up and lo and behold, 3 days later, I received my first phone call to go and catch a swarm of bees. I'd never had any experience with bees before and it gives me shivers thinking about it because it was so surreal to turn up. And I told the people, I said, I don't know what I'm doing, but I've read about what I should do. And it all just seemed to fall into place. And there was my first colony of bees.
After rescuing his first hive, Jack found himself with a backyard at capacity and had to get creative in order to find more space.
Looking at maps from above the city, we have a lot of grey space that can be used that is only being used to house air conditioning units. So we can use these spots on top of buildings for something that's going to create benefit. It's quite an interesting perspective to be up this high, looking down. We knocked on a lot of doors initially for the first 6 months and no one said yes. Everyone thought it was a damned idea. And then one day we received a phone call from the James Street precinct in Fortitude Valley. And from there it was just a journey forward, introducing bees into new and abstract places all around the city. And you'll notice that with these neighbourhood honeys, they come in all different shapes, sizes, colours and textures because each neighbourhood has its own degree of biodiversity. So we work with building managers and developers to bring bees on site to help educate the tenants of those buildings and work with the restaurants and cafes below in the foyers. Jesse.
Hello, mate. How you going?
Good, how are you? We've got some honey from Balmoral. It's got this natural effervescence of just fruity, figgy, almost semi-fermented, but it's not fermented. I can sit here and talk all I want to individuals about why bees are important, but putting bees on rooftops and going that extra mile to deliver a unique service and a unique experience actually draws those people in. All of our core values that have been born over time from working with bees really start with a bee-centric mindset. Because with unhealthy bees, we have an unhealthy business, and with an unhealthy business, you've got no future.
If you'd like to help Jack pollinate change by hosting hives or simply taste some neighbourhood honey yourself, head to the Bee 1/3 website.
You know, we're not here just to keep bees, we're not here just to manufacture honey. Yes, they are the things that help drive our message and help drive our business, but it's really all about forming that connective tissue and that cohesive message across community.